Hello. I cannot believe Twitch betrayed me. It told me that the stream key stopped working, and I was like, I call the biggest of bullshits. For some reason, it's been a bit touchy. I don't know why. I can't imagine I have many issues. But there have been, obviously, two things updated. Well, technically three, but two that you can see as of this moment. The one you can't see, apparently for some reason, shield mode unclicked the emote only chat for when I'm not streaming. I don't know if I unclicked that at some point myself, or if it did it itself, but it is now on again. If you can hear the shaking in my voice, don't worry, it's just my anxiety got shot to 11 when the stream key stopped working, because this body will panic at the slightest of inconveniences. Sucks, but that's the truth of the matter. Move the mic a bit closer. You can also hear the fan more now. Not what I intended, but that's fine. The two things you can see. The chat box behind me is now a little bigger. Might not be able to tell unless you play this stream and an old stream side by side, but it is a bit bigger. I am no longer having to squint to read the words, which was, the whole point. So it's not so big that if you type like 3 words, it's going to fill the whole chat box, but it is big enough that I can now read it without having to squint. So it doesn't feel like I am trying to read words without my glasses on, while I do actually have them on. Unfortunately, my body cannot tell the difference between Twitch malfunctioning and having it into my head. For real! Oh my god, you would not believe. My body freaks out at the slightest of inconveniences, and I'm like, motherfucker, it's the smallest of things! Stop! It sucks. But yeah, I'll come down from that eventually over the next couple of minutes. I'll be fine. It's also a little cold, so that's not helping the centralized shaking and the natural tremor that I have. And the other thing that's been edited is the follower goal. As you can see, you can no longer see the end of the follower goal, which has now been changed to 50, because 40 seemed a bit weird. And everything else was suggesting, yeah, put it at 50, so I was like, sure, let's do that. Oh, I keep getting notifications from a group chat that lets me stop flirting. I would also be flirting with my partner, except they're going to work. Boo. But I have some good news, technically. So, I don't know when it got changed, but at some point between the last time I looked, they aren't together, that's like me and CL, like, just before we were dating. People were accusing us of dating before we even were, which was both cute and heartbreaking for my little gay heart at the time. But yeah, I don't know when they changed it, but at some point between now and the last time I looked at the requirements for affiliate, or CL looked at the requirements for affiliate, they changed the goalposts, which shockingly dragged me into the ability to have affiliate if I cross one threshold. So, hang on, I will pull it up and I will read out what the requirements for affiliate now are, Because last time I checked what the requirements for affiliate was, it was you had to have 50 followers. That was like one of the base requirements. They've now changed it to 25. So as you know, I only stream every single Saturday. And at some point during the year, I'm going to have 5 Saturdays in a month. That will at some point happen. I can't remember if it's already happened. I'm not that in tune with the Saturdays of the year. However, affiliate requires that I have 25 followers, stream 4 days out of a month, stream for 4 hours in a month, which, to be fair, I could complete in a singular stream, and a minimum of 3 average viewers on 4 different days. Which means for a month straight, I would have to have a minimum of 3 or more average viewers for me to get affiliate. Now that last requirement with the 3 average viewers is the reason I can't get affiliate. Because my average is 2. Or tends to be 2. Which means I have only crossed that threshold once in the last month. And that was when I started the most recent Ace Attorney case that we're going to be finishing today. Which sucks ass, if you ask me. Yep. We do in fact have a guest. Hope is curled up in the corner of my bed. So, okay, we need a recruitment drive. CL requested my permission to promote my channel to potentially get my average viewers up to 3. And I was like, sure. Go ahead. I love you, and I have faith in you. I don't have faith in the system, though. I think they had to change the goalposts because of how few people actually reach 50 followers. Because I've been streaming for a couple of years now, believe it or not. Ooh. That's dropping frames. Okay. That's not cool. Bitrate seems fine. Okay. I'm watching you. Yeah, I've been streaming for a couple of years now. And like I've reached like 154 uploaded VODs. Fuck me. Hang on, I'll find when the first VOD was uploaded. The 12th of March 2022, which means I've been streaming for 3 years. My god. So yeah, streaming for 3 years, I'm at 37 followers. So, you know, they kind of had to, I think they may have had to change the threshold for it, simply because of how few people were getting affiliate. Ancient history in internet terms. Yes, kind of. Yeah. The first stream I uploaded was an Enna fan art. Which is kind of funny. I haven't done art in a while. Ooh, that was a shake. Mostly because, like, I can't think of anything I'd want to draw on stream. I could do comic pages. I took like a couple months of hiatus out of the blue because of burnout and like laptop breaking. But like I got back into it recently. I've got a bunch of pages set up for it, so that's all good. Dropped frames 3.3%. 3.4. Man, it is not doing good today. No, that's fine. We'll be good. We'll be Gucci. I'm sure if it goes out, Ace will text me. I think the issue with the average viewers thing is when I go on break. Because I go on break for lunch for like 20 minutes. And it's always just 20 minutes. And I'm right back. But obviously people dip out at that point. And then I don't get the average of 3. I'm sure it's like closer, technically. Because the thing is, I've had you, Ace, Relo, Suspended, and CL all in chat at the same time, which is 4, and we're not including the Pokemon game, because the Pokemon game is an NPC. But I've had 4 of you in chat, and only just past the threshold of average viewers. Which is such BS. That's just how it is, I suppose. Ow. Okay, so I've got bug bites. Not a lot of them, I've got like 2. But the issue is, every time I get a bug bite and it starts to go down, like it stops starting to itch and it's like going away, I get another bug bite somewhere else on me. And it sucks. And I have a feeling I know why I'm getting bug bites. And I'm looking at her fuzziness right now. You're betraying me by bringing bugs into the house. How dare you? In all fairness, I probably do need to clean my sheets anyway. I don't remember last time I did it, but then again, I don't remember a lot of things. That's the issue, been having a shit memory. You betray me. Yeah. I did sort out the chat box. Sorted out the follower goal. And technically, if by some luck, I could get affiliate. Aww. CL has just, recollection, never heard of her, yeah. CL just added their Discord server. Baby. CL just added their Discord server to get people to come in here to try and get that average. Which is very sweet. Thing is, I should probably promote my own Discord, but at the same time, I don't know, man. It's pretty shoddily put together. It's got like 6 nails and a bunch of craft glue holding it together. Like me! I'm over here tabbing out to check Discord only to be immediately told to go back. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh. Stiff as hell. I am genetically stiff, and it sucks. How do you get a genetically stiff, mobile, hypermobile person? Because that's what I am. Because I'm hypermobile, but I have, like, coat hanger pain, and it sucked. It drives me cool. It's genetic. Another genetic thing I have that I have not added to my character is the giant bags under my eyes. Those are very dark and very much genetic. I get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. I'm good. However, the bags under my eyes will never get any lighter. It kind of sucks. The only benefit of wearing glasses is that it visually distracts from that, which means people are looking through the glasses at my eyes and not looking at the bags underneath. So it's a distraction. It's great. But they're still there. I keep seeing ads for, like, here's how to lighten your eye bags, and I'm like, honey, nothing's going to lighten these motherfuckers. This is the darkest part of my body. It will never, ever get any lighter. See, the thing I have is that people look at my glasses before my eyes. I mean, they're kind of in front of your eyes, so it would be that way either way. So I don't get to do the blue eyes looking into soul thing. Mostly because you stare at someone and you just can't fucking see them. I'm lucky that my vision isn't too terribly bad. Like, I can kind of read what's on the screen if I take them off. With the addition of, like, having made the text a little bigger. We're good. I want to try, but I'm blind, so I can't find their eyes. Yeah, my dad's much the same way. If I stand across the room from him, which is like 2.5 meters maybe, he can't see my eyes. His vision's bad. He's had glasses since he was like 8, I think? Or younger than that. I only got mine when I was like 10 or 11, because I was actively getting a headache at school trying to read the whiteboard. And then I pretended I didn't need glasses for ages. Oh my god, I got chewed the fuck out when my mother found out. And it was during a parent-teacher conference as well, so I was like 10 or 11, and at the stage where social perception was the biggest thing for me. I did not want to look like a nerd. I wanted to be the hot, popular one. Which was never going to be the case. I can be hot, but I can't be popular. I'm a bit too cringe for that. But I was struggling to look at the whiteboard, and my teacher mentioned this to my mother, and my mother was like, okay, we'll take it to the opticians, we'll see if anything's there. Because since I had last gone to the opticians, we'd lived in Germany. Which was ages ago, at that point. It had been, like, 3 years or something, maybe? I don't remember the last time I went to the opticians prior to that. But my mother took me to the opticians. They're like, oh, no, yeah, you need glasses. And my mother was like, fucking fine. Apparently at some point between when I'd last gone to the opticians and then, my eyes had devolved enough to require glasses. Comes from my dad. Mostly. But got glasses, and I was the sneakiest of little shits. So what I did was I'd wear my glasses to school. Couldn't be me, yeah. I wore them to school so that my mother would see. And there was this little reception area that came off the school, because it was only like a tiny military school. So we had like 3-year groups, 2 or 3 year groups in the same class because there was so few of us. Hi, Cake. You are kidding me. This better not go where I think it's going. It might be. So we had to go through the reception to get into the big central hallway that then branched off to all the different classrooms. Obviously, then there was also the head teacher's classroom, the bathrooms, and the main hall. As you probably figured. Very small school, not a lot of kids. However, my sneaky ass would, as we went through the reception, single file, went through the reception to go into the main hall. Between getting in the doors of the reception and into the doors of the main hall, which was like less than 2 meters of distance, I would take off my glasses, put them in the glasses case that I had in the front of my bag, because I was aware of how much it cost, and I was told that if I destroyed them, I would be in trouble. I put my glasses in the glasses case. Bye, CL. Hope work goes well. But I put my glasses in the glasses case, and I would not tell my teacher. And I would not wear my glasses for the rest of the day. They would remain in the glasses case for the whole day, and I would only put them on as I was walking through reception to go out to get picked up at the end of the day. So my mother thought that I'd been wearing my glasses for the whole day. And this worked for, shockingly, a couple of weeks. Until there was a parent-teacher conference night where my mother was brought in front of my teacher, and they were discussing how I was doing. And my mother said the words that then sealed my fate. Which was, I'm so glad that they're wearing their glasses every day. And my teacher said, what glasses? And the absolute cold stone terror that I felt as my mother's head slowly turned to look at me. And, yeah. So from that point on, every teacher in the school was aware that I was supposed to be wearing my glasses. And I could no longer get away with my, putting them in my bag trick. I'm getting secondhand fear. It was terrifying. You know in films, when there's that scene where, like, the villain or the hero or whoever else slowly turns to look at somebody else, and their whole face is dark except for 2 glowing red eyes? I swear that's what my child self saw that day. I was like 10 or 11, and my mother was God at that point. She was the almighty. Still kind of is, but she's goofier now. But I dared not piss her off. But also laughing my ass off. Yeah, I was terrified, and I could no longer get away with putting my glasses in my bag. Nowadays, I can't imagine going without my glasses. A, because I need to read. B, because it prevents my headaches, that's why I'm flipping wearing them. And C, it distracts from the eye bags under my eyes. My glasses are now a part of me, and I cannot imagine not wearing them. However, my child self did not, and I quote, want to look like a nerd. That was my exact wording, and I still remember it. I got in a lot of trouble for doing that. And it's 11:30, and I still haven't got around to the game. We should probably get around to that now. Of the terror of my 10-year-old self discovering that I was about to witness hell personified. I was a little shit. I should not have done that in the first place. It's not cheap getting glasses. as some of y'all may know. But yeah, the terror that my 10-year-old self witnessed that day is not a terror that I have seen since Hell Hath No Fury. Abso-fucking-lutely. Hell hath no fury like my mother when she found out I wasn't wearing my glasses. Which is a very funny thing to say. Okay, let's do that. And then transition. Whoop. There we go. All good? Nope. You're hearing the music through my mic. Why? Come on, man. Connect my headphones. Music's a vibe, but come on, man. And I can't hear shit. There we go. Minor frame drop. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, so pre-warning, there's probably going to be quite a few dropped frames. I don't know why it's doing this. It just is. Also, I forgot to put my tablet on charge for like half the week, so it's at like half battery. So if I tell you later on in the stream that Kevin needs a nap, it's because he is very low on battery and he's done his best. Go on, Kevin. Okay. Stream manager. Okay. Let's make sure we can see you all before we do this. Give Kevin a minute. He's doing his best. Okay. Come on, Kevin. Come on, man. You can do it. Reconnection successful. Oh boy. Y'all saw that? Did y'all see that? Did it drop out? Man. Stream does not doing great today. Still streaming, still recording. We Gucci? We Gucci. Yes, no, maybe. Potato sauce. Fucking. Come on, Kevin. Come on, man. Work with me here. Work with me here. Kevin, Kevin, Kevin. He's almost there, guys. Kevin the tablet's almost there. I can almost see y'all. Come on, man. Take the vibe of the music and work, my man. Well, I can see it on the playback, so I'll just work with that until Kevin's working. Oh god, yeah. Where were we? I know we had Acro coming in, I think. Acro's coming in to do some stuff. Oh, yeah, we learned about the accident with Leon the Lion last time. And Acro's going in as a witness. And we're on the final part of the trials as well. Oh, oh! Hey! Well done, Kevin! Kevin worked. Well done, mate. Proud of you. Absolute inspiration. Good morning, Max! Oh, yes. Good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Who's giggling? Regina!
Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk.
Regina! How fabulous! My sweetie pie princess! I would cringe so hard hearing that. Goddamn, is it lagging already? Oh my god! Bruh. We back? Cool. Okay, give me a second. Okay. Are we good? Wow. Kevin's a bit slow, but he's alright. You came to watch my performance today?
Of course I did. Mom told me that I should come and watch this.
Mo said that?
So, what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess. You'll fly at the end?
It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties?
Huh?
I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on. Or even where she is.
Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today I'm just a member of the audience.
Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there.
Good luck, Max. You're the best. Regina's different, don't you think, Dick?
Oh, here we go. Top of the morning to you. Fucking...
Anyone else get whiplash hearing that?
I don't see no clover on you. Keep those words out of your mouth. Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? Mo. Top of the morning to you, Governor. Top of the morning. That's the ticket. Attack of the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. So do you, apparently. Here, Max. I brought you a present. Have some milk. Oh my god, the dude's gonna be lactose intolerant by the end of this. Oh my. Thanks. So, how are you today, right? Well, I've got the feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real culprit. You mean Acro?
Huh? You think he did it?
Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line. Literally. He's got guts to spare. If all I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already. Just means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses.
What are you gonna do then, Nick?
I guess today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro into the truth.
You're right, but it's gonna be tough.
Anyway, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father.
You want us to make sure Regina watches?
Yes. That's why I brought her here to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. Ouch. I'd like to think that's how it works. Spiritually. It's like, yes, they don't just become stars. Their body still exists on Earth, but spiritually, you know, don't destroy every part of her innocence. I mean, you're not gonna. That girl is too coddled to do so. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. Witness of Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. I'm actually surprising myself at how many different voices I'm doing. Fuck me. Order! Order! I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation that the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Poor gumshoe. Yeah, man, stop bullying the poor boy! Leave him alone! I know that man's in his 30s, I'm still gonna call him a boy. Shut up. Very well. Please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work. Or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. Oh, that would have been so good! Oh, I could have made that the title. Courtroom tightrope. Well, courtroom ring of truth is better. Circus ring of truth. Correction. Name and occupation. Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. Dingling. I put an A there where there wasn't an A. You could have made a better surname for them. I'm employed as an acrobat at a very big circus. Where were you on the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. It was just after 10 p.m. when I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise come from outside the window. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right past my window. It was Max Galactica. I never saw him from behind, but that's what it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. If that's the case, there is very little the prosecution needs to add. All that is left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Why are we holding? Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. Oh, yes, that. If Miss Joyce be a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolishness sadness of a sad fool, if you continue to use the word fool, I will foolishly, like a fool, grab your whip and whip you like the foolish fool that you foolishly are. Capiche? A man must know the proper timings for things, Mr. Phoenix, right? Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, did. You dare bring his boyfriend into this mess? Franziska! Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened. Very well, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Oh my god, I just remember what part of the twist is. Never mind. Don't worry. I just remember what it is. What are we doing now? Alright. Okay. This is Max Galactica. Okay, we wanna press him on this. The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were able to clearly see a human fly by your window? The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. This person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. Did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press on, the less results I seem to get. Maybe there's something fishy with this latest bit of testimony? Oh yeah, the hat flew off. There's a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? Yes, we're presenting the hat. You claim to have seen the exact thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state I'm in. Just looking outside the window was a tough enough challenge for me. That's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Dude! Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? You saying that Max has two silk hats? Nope. This is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica, which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. I do like you can see this whole wheelchair. That's nice. Order! Order! As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What will cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today? Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion? Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Russie Berry, apparently. That's my brain tried to say. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab an audience's hearts and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be strayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oddest bluff in the book. Really? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. It's common enough for it to almost be scary. He's got little birds. Oh, come on! This man can't catch a break. He's getting stabbed by a hummingbird. Aurora looks kind of vaguely like a hummingbird. But you can see its legs. I feel so sorry for Phoenix. He gets abused so much in this court. He's staying rather calm and collected. Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusations? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone, take a good look at me. Can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house. That's true. I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of a murder of all things. See? Even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. I say it's disabled myself. Who let a 5-year-old into this court? This is a murder trial. We do not let 5-year-olds into this court. Phoenix is a poopy head. That is a 5-year-old. No one who is above double digits calls anyone a poopy head. Swear to God. No, that's one comma. What do you mean? See that, Mr. Phoenix, right? If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Okay, so he is a full-time wheelchair user and not an ambulatory wheelchair user. Good to know. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well. I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? Of course he didn't. Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. What? You're not gonna sucker me into this one. What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright? There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. Which doctor though? Did we speak to some doctors? We didn't. We never spoke to any doctors. Order! Order! What are you getting at?
Why do you keep them on their toes, Nick?
Now I'm going to have to prove how it all fits together. I have to prove how Acro murdered Russell Berry.
Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that?
Yes. I know what I can't do, and I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed.
Alright, then let's do this.
Mr. Phoenix, right? As this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling? In his fucking room, of course, and I can't leave. He was obviously here the entire time. That's Acro's room. Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. What? Are you nuts? Look, I think we have played enough Ace Attorney at this point to answer the question of are you nuts with a firm and bold yes. Just plain and simple. What say you, Mr. Dingling? It's an interesting theory. That's it. Considering that's what you propose impossible, yes, that is. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way he could go to the scene or be the killer. You got a point. It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime.
That's true. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he?
But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. You mind if I ask you a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? What's the next course of this legal buffet?
Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here...
She's right. I can't mess up here. I gotta give this some serious thought. Serious thought as I look down at my phone. Of course, strings. So, Ace, you remember last stream you mentioned about the lack of footprints that was present at the scene of the crime, yes? Here's where it starts to come into play. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster, and he did it while he was in his room, no doubt about that. Time to enlighten us as to how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright. Present evidence. I'm going to present some evidence. So what did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime of murder against Russell Berry? No footprints, and how a cloak could technically cover them. We don't talk about that last part. What's that? A picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. The bust. It's quite a large bust. And because it's life-size, it's also very, very heavy. Heavy? Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Well. Bruh. We back? What the fuck? Why did it pin? Pinned Ace's message about lag. I don't know why. Kevin is lagging. Give me a moment. have to unpin the message because it's not letting me. It takes like a whole 5 seconds for the input to go through. You have to be very patient with Kevin. There we go. We good? You guys can see Phoenix's movements? You can see me moving? We Gucci? We Gucci. Okay, cool. Okay. Kevin's being a bitch. We good. Kevin's old. He's been a bit slow. You know how it is. But yeah, this is where the no footprints thing comes into play. Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a 3rd-story window. Ah! See? This is how Acro was able to kill the Ringmaster, with the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. Don't say that. Order! Order! So you're saying the bust fell onto the Ringmaster? A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible. Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Yeah, he's an acrobat, but he's also a regular wheelchair user. And if you don't know, regular wheelchair users do get quite a bit of upper body strength, especially when they're having to, like, push the wheels of their chair and their body weight. So manual chairs mean that wheelchair users, whether they like it or not, will build some arm muscle. So either way, you know, sizable strength. Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges? Well,
Aqua's at a loss for words.
he should be. He knows I'm getting close to the truth. Well, Acro, you can't run away from things this time. Ow! I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. At the man, we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? Come on, Karma. She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time. There's absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. She's excellent chapstick, though. Her lips are very supple. Or look like my. I haven't kissed on Karma. Do I kind of want to? Maybe a little. She kind of hurt. I would rip that stupid whip from her hands if she came anywhere near me, though. Let's be fair. And before you'll come at me, she's 18. Chill. The defense's objection is overruled. Simping over on Karma. Just a tiny bit. Aesthetically, she's cool. As a person, I would deck her in the face. I don't care that I would likely break a knuckle in doing so, I would deck her in the face. Why can't he see things my way once in a while? Because he is so susceptible to suggestion, it is not even funny. Shaking my head. I mean, yeah. Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. Ugh, that woman will sink to any low to win a case. Like you're fucking surprised. Acro's physical state. Who the fuck is running their car? God, man. That was loud enough that it drowned out the music in my ear. Fucking hell. Ugh. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I'm a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs are injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to know the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? We'll see. I have no doubts in regards to this witness's testimony. It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself up far enough to look. He didn't have to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Well, it doesn't specifically say under Acro's thing, under his window. So I suppose fair enough? Exactness. But it also means he couldn't have known it was Russell. That wasn't... Yeah, no. Couldn't have known it was Russell. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? I still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He is simply stalling. It's shameful, really. Ugh, I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. Oh, I am ADHD, my man. You ain't gonna get me to focus on shite. Okay. Present the wooden box to the statement that makes it impossible for me to have known the location during the monster's head. Present the box. Did he not bring the box, or did he just find the box? Acro. You didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add. Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Jesus Christ, y'all! Chill! Really? Man, this stuff goes out. Man. Stream does not like me today. Sheesh. There's even less people in the house than there usually would be. If anything, stream should be better, not worse. Bloody hell. Maybe you should take a look at this. The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box the victim was found hunched over? The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here? Who? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box, which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. Have to admit, the your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bus came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean that the bus If the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. No. Yes. Order, order, order! This is unbelievable! Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going. There's only one way to go from here. Forward. So the next question I have is, who placed the wooden box at the scene? It's Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Allow me to whip some sense into you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. This poor man gets abused to high hell. What the fuck? Oh, he did cut the giraffe rig though. That's go nice. The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was That's why the box was so specially made. So specially made? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. The weight of the box. The box had a remarkable weight. Weight? According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift up this wooden box would have required... Oh, I see. One would have to squat down and then lift it up with their body, wouldn't you say? That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? That is correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Fool! No? That makes sense. Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you've had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked to your imaginative skills. You did do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he was proposing. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust? I remember. Of course I remember. On top of the table in the cafeteria. Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I cannot possibly leave the lodging house by myself.
Ah! That means...
You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? That is very easily answered by one very simple thing. You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Ugh. That's exactly how the witness would have carried the bust from the cafeteria. Yep, we definitely have a problem here. This is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happened once and for all. Alright, Mr. Wright, to your explanation. How did the witness get the bust from the cafeteria back to his room? The monkey? Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist ring. So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home. Home? Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room? But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. My, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Yes, and they're made of platinum, which is very shiny. Gah! Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bust back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Order, order! I said order! Miss Von Karma, where is the bust in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. This is a rather strange turn of events. I do know where the bust is. I do remember where it actually is. It does turn up, but I know where it is right now. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon.
Wait. Do you mean this bust was the murder weapon purely by accident?
It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron! I'd like to use a different word other than the word fool. Give me that one. Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water, there's no denying that. Oh. Don't seem so flamboozled. Flamboozled? That's a word? Pretty sure you made that one up. Like flabbergasted and bamboozled. You definitely mix those words together. Especially by the fraud of an attorney. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And what is that? You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a medical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. There's no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. It's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright?
Nick, don't let her beat you now.
I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around. When the murderer occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. And so this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who is the murderer the clown saw? What is this supposed to mean? Yes, what is that supposed to mean? Do you want to explain that to me as well?
You're getting barraged with questions, Nick.
Why is that?
It's because you're on the wrong track.
What? Oh, let's look at something else. Oh. Ugh. It's because it doesn't have context for what is what. It's just a list of things to do. It doesn't give context to what part's what. So I got mixed up. Because the list I'm looking at right now literally goes, present Monkey No Money, present Max G Bust, present Russell Berry, present Silk Hat. It doesn't give context to what part of it is what. Which is the frustrating part of using this and why I'm mad that the other site I was using before isn't working for me anymore. Yeah, I know. I was thinking it was the bust. I was like, but it says Russell Berry. He saw Max's Ow! I asked who was the other person Mars saw on the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question. Au contraire, mon fier. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said he saw Max's silhouette, but he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. There we go, that's the correct thing. Is it gonna lag again? Give me a minute. Okay, for some reason, Kevin's not showing where we are in stream. I don't know what that is. He's still showing the sessions going. We good, Kevin? Nope, he's lagging. Okay. This is fun. How is that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. What are you talking about? We tried using a brain at all in this case. The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak. There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang one off of the cards in the bust's hands. Idiot! Well, then what man will put the cloak on a bust? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is of the utmost importance to this case, don't you agree? Oh, he caught me. So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? Now we present Russell Berry. Fool! Him? You're saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry? That's what I'm saying. How's my sister? One moment. The victim himself placed the cloak on the bust? Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright? Explain yourself. Nick, do you really have a handle on all this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright. So you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Shush, Maya. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust, and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. And just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house, and by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trilo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. That's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is when the magic happens. At the very instant the bust hit the victim. Seems a bit fantastical, but you know. You just wait a second down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Monkarma. The circus isn't over yet. What? The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. That impact also caused the sound of a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. When Mo looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it, primarily because in his wheelchair he couldn't see out of his window, so he just kept pulling the bust up. And that, Ace, is why there's no footprints. And that is how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. Did you really need to be that dramatic? Stupid ass caught. Yeah. You know how it is. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could have only been you. This court is a circus.
Acro's been playing mind games with all of us.
He sure has. He has come to the end of his rope now. So... what now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. Do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Oh, he wants to be included. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence?
Nick, they say they want evidence.
I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method. But there is still something unusual about Moe's eyewitness account.
Unusual?
A contradiction, actually.
Okay then, use that and get out of this jam.
That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claim. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. The problem is Max's three symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. The symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday, there were two contradictions in Moe's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were another. But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions. You fool! Do you ever shut up? No. Factually, no. He does not. Max's silk hat was found in the scene of the crime. However, remember what Moe said yesterday? He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Moe saw was actually the bust's. Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of. Fine, you got one, but what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember what the ventriloquist said in court? He said that he witnessed the white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I just you could try and explain that one away.
Can you do it, Nick?
Of course I can fucking do that. Of course, I can explain all of it. What was it? Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses? Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Which explains why Moe didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. Oh, I thought they were like snagged around the cards, so they were basically in a pocket where you wouldn't be able to see them from front or back. But fair enough. Order! Order! This is quite a shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads.
Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Krum will finally throw in the towel.
Maya? Saying that is like oh boy. And Twitch is lagged on me yet again. Let's see if it'll come back. You back? Cool. She just said that Von Karma can give us a break. And saying that is like saying the Q word while working in hospitality or retail. She screwed us over.
Well, so much for that theory.
Yep, shouldn't have said it. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something you think that I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'd understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive? This feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Yep. I know why. I remember. Thus, there is absolutely no way someone like this could kill the ringmaster. Oh, I remember, man. I remember. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Akro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now.
What do we do? There's no doubting that Akro deeply respected the ringmaster.
Akro's motive. It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well, however, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I agree. My throat is sore, and Kevin is on 10%. We'll listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess. I'll go see if food is ready. I don't think it will be, but I'll go check anyway. I'll leave you with music, of course. Don't want to leave you, jam into silence. Give me a second. I'll double check that it's ready, because if it's not and I have like 20 more minutes, I'll just continue. So, just finished talking to my mum. She's doing a bit of a later lunch, which is why I wasn't smelling any food. But she said she was gonna plan it for about 1, so we got like 20 minutes of gameplay. We can get through a bit of this. I can't believe it. Acro? It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is. And to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus, am I that hated?
Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose.
He did? But I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know?
But you're not, which is kind of the reason why.
Hey pal! Gumshoe! King! We missed you, man. You good? You gotta ignore me after I went all this trouble to bring you some evidence?
Ah! Detective Gumshoe!
Nah, forget it, I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. Now, detective. I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little?
You got some real tasty milk.
Who'd have caught trick, detective? Well, if you insist.
Now, about that evidence you mentioned, what is it?
Here you go.
Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room.
Yep, I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later.
Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this?
That's why all this is a secret. Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, so we're not really allies or anything. But everything that happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan.
I don't know, Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things in there just now.
You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set in motion.
Final plans?
That reminds me. I got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. That's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. Bye, Gumshoe. We missed you.
What do you mean by that? The very end part?
I'm not sure. There's all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing.
Ah! Don't skip me like that!
Look, there's a large care package from the Circus for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy, so hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. Entire dairy's worth of milk? For me? Dude. God, I hope you are not lactose intolerant, my man. Oh my god. If you're not lactose intolerant now, you will be by the end drinking all that. Court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense, proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime. Yeah. Hang on. Here is his scarf. Bat scarf. Stained with his blood and a small quantity of pepper. Bruh. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling. Yes, Your Honor? Please proceed with your testimony.
Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay?
Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
Oh boy. That's fine.
Okay. Ooh, okay, cool. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That was when the ringmaster of the very big circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. You're such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Astro would kill the man he held in such high esteem. You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for a cross-examination, is there? Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? This might be my last chance to answer that question. So there's no need to question him now. There's no need to cross-examine this witness. Oh, what's that? Why was the ringmaster murdered? There's no need to delve into that bit of testimony when I know the answer already. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I'd just like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro would want the ringmaster dead? I can't provide one.
Nick?
Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools is so full-heartedly foolish. You forget you made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was, this is the real killer of Russell Berry, ringmaster. You want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right. The end of things? Acro. You didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? The ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you say? I'm saying that the target of this witness's murderous plot was not the ringmaster. Lag. I'm gonna wait till it catches up. Oh my god, no. Again? Wait for it. Oh, there's a blur flame. And then it shut off. Okay. Give the stream a moment. There we go! Could see me again. Because it was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with. What? Order! Order! Bailiff, I don't care who it is, smack someone, like anyone who's loud in the face. Twice if you must. Judge, I don't think you can tell bailiffs to assault people who are, you know, in the jury. As witnesses to this whole thing, you can't get the bailiffs to assault them. That's not, you know, shouldn't be doing that. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to my court? Ow! Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to this court? Why did both of you say that? You were attempting to imply that Akuro was trying to kill someone else? Yes. He was trying to kill her. Regina Berry? This young girl is the ringmaster's daughter, correct? Why did you need to whip him? Because he's being a dumbass, and she wanted to ask the question. Akron, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? You don't need to answer that. It is a mean-spirited leading question. You could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is you're wrong. That's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Would you stop full-naming him? Goddamn. Enough! Mr. Wright, allow me to... Ow! The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. Huh? And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence. Now! I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Berry. Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Then evidence that proves Acro was out to kill this young girl. The note, apparently. That's a file line, to be fair. It is a file line. Acro, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat, Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled "To the Murderer." Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note? Yes, but there's just one little problem. Problem? Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster. You mean it wasn't for That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry. Order, order, order! Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours is the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her, which is why the morning of the crime she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That is when her father and the ringmaster saw the note. Oh my god. We back? Are we back? Jesus, this is ridiculous. Yeah, we're good. We Gucci? Cool. That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in that plaza instead of Regina. It's good. Oh my god, it cut out again. Bruh. Bruh. It cut out again. Alright. If anyone can have a tally by the end of stream for how many times this thing is cut out. Cause goddamn. Fucking Jesus. I can see my character moving, so we're back. Cool. Dipshit. And he was killed because of that mistake instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Akron gave us earlier today? Lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. Mistake, cut out. Acro didn't mean to kill Russell, he meant to kill Regina, but he couldn't see out the window. So, you know, as Felix says here, Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza. because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was. I've got it! I've got it! Aqua thought it was Regina down in the plaza. And that's when he let the bust fly.
Hey, Nick? Is Regina listening to all this in the audience?
She is. Unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here.
I hope Regina can handle it.
Aqua wrote this note to Regina. Foolishly foolish, foolishly foolish, fool like this. Oh, you're going to do this. Don't. If you'll start going 16 text boxes without me being able to read, I'm gonna be pissed. Stop. You're so foolish. You even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Light. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes? What about that line? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Berry, it would mean that this note is declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What? What did you just say? The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza, in place of his lovely daughter. You still good? That was killing me, right? Yeah, I mean, it's showing. Are you good, Chiefy, now? Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in note? The incident 6 months ago? I know all about it. An incident occurred 6 months ago, and now I am more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Moron. Wait, are you sure it relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago.
Really, Nick?
I think so. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually the small seasoning bottle? Ooh, artillery. Choo! Sneezing. What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It's pepper. If you think pepper is spicy, you need a life. It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for. What do you mean? Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. White. What do you mean, white? Oh, yes! White with the pepper. Yes. It took me a second to clock it. Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because of this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright, so what exactly are you saying? You claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Foolishly fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. I'm going to cut foolish from your tongue. I will spell it out. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? The poor and unfortunate bat. Pepper equals spicy. Only if you sniff it. If you're eating pepper and it's spicy, either you are incredibly white or you're allergic to pepper. Who is this? That is Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Regina, she did that to him? Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution is looking into Acro's brother Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. A lion? Regina, Miss Regina Berry, is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's not in her. That part's true. So then, what happened to Acro's brother? He's not the victim of an attempted murder, he's the victim of an accident. See.
Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think that happened to Bat was actually an accident?
It was more than that? The lion biting Bat was no accident at all. What? You're such an amateur, Phoenix, right? There's no way Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat. Is it a scarf? It's the scarf. It's just a scarf. Acro. The scarf is something Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. Who's the one that gave the scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him. Regina. There's something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor. What might that be? Pepper. 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 Regina gave the scarf to Bat right before the accident, and she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey, what's with the sudden silent treatment? Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You're doing a good job of fingering a criminal. Don't say that. It's pointing out a criminal. For Christ's sake, could you all have PG language, please? Honestly. All of you are to blame for doing this kind of thing. Out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Berman gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that? It still seems like the judge doesn't get it. Just to finish right. Wasn't this said the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling. Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and it looked like he was smiling. Lions smile? I've never heard of them smiling. However, lions sneeze. Ooh. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf. What? You fool! How's it a fool? It's like pointing out the fucking obvious. You've got to be kidding me. What's the matter, Miss Von Karma? I object. For objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix, right. This theory, you believe it? You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident. Well, this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot! It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. think that there's actually someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. You're telling me that what I said was true? Acro! You don't mean... You can't mean... Witness! Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright, unfortunately your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory. What would that problem be? The same problem it's always been. Evidence. If I drop Max's bust on top of the ringmaster, where's the evidence that proves that claim? You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof, to be more precise. The murder weapon? The bust that the defense claims was used. That were to be found in Echo's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive evidence in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bust.
Nick, you've got to do something!
This is the last step. If I get this one right, then chase this one. See how things work out, apparently. Might be worthwhile to search Echo's room, but...
Why aren't you going to search his room?
Looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the true meaning of von karma total justice. I guess. I figure with you, that's the least I should expect. You believe no stone unturned. Oh, and karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Echo's room yesterday. What'd you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Echo would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright? The bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise. And we took Echo directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this. Looks like you like the final nail to put into my coffin. But what about the scarf? What about the note? And about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that's relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Ugh.
Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust, where is it now?
What's the bust right now?
You're Phoenix Wright. You know where the bust is. I'm sure you do.
I do, because I've played this case before and I know where it is. I remembered it a while ago. There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? Bruh. Seems this case is coming to a close. Defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short. Thank you for your support. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings an end to the cross-examination of this witness. Hold it. Who holded it?
Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present his case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just bit my tongue.
Oh, and Kevin's powering off. He's finally left all battery. Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she? I did not see what he said before that, but it was a text box that quickly passed. Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright?
What? Why are you asking me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck.
Bitch, you put me in a fucking spot.
Hey, wait, you can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the lines, don't they? That's how Acro lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose.
Very well. The defense may proceed. He doesn't have a clue. I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Talking on the tightrope of logic. There's no room for a false step. Sink or swim, the only way through is forward. Maya, yep, she did it to us. Murder weapon. Where's Max's bust right now? Somewhere in this courtroom. It's obvious. The bust is inside this very courtroom. It's obviously where? Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. The witness stand. Acro, I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry. I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you're a big guy. You have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me it'd be a really easy... Because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to say, hide a bust under there. Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it, in the only place you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. You fool! How could you? That's a beat, girl. You got me. I've been backed by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Two of them? Miss Franziska von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search on my room last night? There were two pieces of decisive evidence. The cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away in the trash. Gina always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust? Obviously I couldn't throw that away. While executing your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. The only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Ms. Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy, and now to be caught in the middle of court hiding the murder weapon? There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. It all makes sense now.
I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing.
Uh-huh. Definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. Rude. No, I sure couldn't. I can't believe it. Me. I made a mistake. Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that. It seems we finally arrived at the truth. Well.
Haven't got a message about lunch yet.
Cool. Give me a second. Acro. Yes, Your Honor. Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russellberry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime.
Acro.
All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard you couldn't help yourself from laughing. So Regina thought it would be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean anything bad to happen, I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times through. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never, ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in it, that so purely. And she would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. Oh, well, lunch is ready. Oh, I could probably finish this. Hang on. Okay. At that point, I just leave the circus now. couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How blissful. So you're saying that you were a victim in all of this as well? No, that's not what I mean. Oh, he's crying. Nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. Well, first I thought I'd kill myself. Then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I couldn't up and leave yet. This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me. Again. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus I'd like to declare my verdict. Not guilty.
Wahoo! God, he has hair down to the middle of his back.
God, I tried to have that long a hair once. Did not work for me. That's why it doesn't go down to my shoulder anymore. Actually, it kind of does right now. It's a bit long. I need to get it trimmed. This court is adjourned. You're in a wheelchair. You can't up and go anywhere, dude. Ace. But fabulous. But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this.
Echo, the ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. A single one of them was a bad person inside, huh?
It's a good question, but I don't know the answer to. Many can grasp, but only Max a million of them. Thank you. What's with the vibe in this room? My hair reaches my back now. Dude! Nice.
You're just thinking about Acro.
No. If you worry about people too much, you'll be like this forever. And never be happy.
Huh?
Oh no, Regina! She's been like this for a while now. It's my fault! Oh my god. Sweetie pie. But Necro, they're never coming back! Now everyone's gonna split up!
Regina.
Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. I just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro... Is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? I don't think so. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. You sure? You really sure? I can believe that? Yep. Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're not just making that stuff about Acro not wanting revenge. Okay. Present Bat. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. But Bat!
That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know.
Bro, he already tried. Yeah.
I never knew. Now that Echo's been caught.
Uh-huh.
I know.
What?
I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes. And then he can meet Acro again.
That's so sweet of you, Regina.
I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat.
Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo? Really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So if you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and wrap up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? That's a big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers. No one wants to leave the circus. That's why I made a decision. What is it? decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn this circus into the best circus this world has ever seen. The best circus the world has ever seen. Don't laugh. That's quite the goal.
Yay, I can't wait.
And I guess that changes things. Huh? There's only one thing the best circus in the world has ever seen needs. World's best illusions. Which means this circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Max, let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help them out too, aren't you?
I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me.
What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? We've got to work together to make the very big circus bigger than it's ever been.
Mo.
Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the Big Berry Circus without Regina Berry.
Max. Nick.
Seems like everything is going to turn out alright here. Jesus Christ. My speech is going. You could tell.
I can't wait to see the best circus the world has ever seen.
We'll save you the most fabulous seats. It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order some special whoopee cushion seats. That's not funny, man. Stop laughing. I see. I'll make the case. Guess today's surprise raid really paid off, just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you? It was just a theory. Hacker really was the killer. I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney. You mean Mr. Wright? Is this who I think it is? Oh, I forgot about this! Of course. Well, detective, my plane is about to leave. I plan to personally stop by the chief prosecutor's office as soon as I get back! King! Understood, sir. Be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. He's back! He is in fact alive! A big cravat boy is back. Hell yeah. Ex-boyfriend. Yeah. Okay. Who'll be this year's Grand Prix champion? Who'll be our hero of heroes? Oh yeah, this is going into the next one. Would be last year's runner-up Hammond Ninja, or maybe Captain Sapan. Jesus Christ. This is for the next one. We're gonna really see this the next time. Did you just slice the moon, my guy? Fucking love this bit of music. It's a vibing piece of music. This is the music we're going out to. Okay. Cool. Ninja held that. Yeah. So yeah. The reason why the footsteps never showed is because there were never any footsteps to begin with. Which, you know, you picked up on that really quickly. But yeah, I remembered, like, partway through this what the actual twist was about where the bust was. Which is interesting, but... That was fun. I did notice I had a higher amount of views than normal for this one. Which was nice. So probably getting over average for this one. But well, 'twas hidden. Yeah, 'twas. 'Twas hidden betwixt his legs. Which, I don't know how heavy that bust was, but it was probably a sizable heavy amount. Bronze is not light in mass capacity. Though the cards individually were probably pretty light, you know, still weigh something. Heavy enough to brain a man. Apparently so. Apparently so. I'm going to assume it was, like, roughly the same weight as the box. Otherwise they wouldn't have been able to move it. Or it might have been lighter than that, because a monkey moved it. The monkey stole the bust because the cards were pretty. And then Acro used it to pin it on somebody else. So, you know. I do love this bit of music though. Oh, yeah. That was the final part of the third one. We have one final thing before we end the second game of the trilogy. Which will be fun. Let's hope that next time we're not going to have as many issues as we did today. Do we have a tally for how many times stream dropped out? Because it had to have been at least 5. I swear it had to be. My brain hurts. Why? Because it was confusing, or because other things? And it isn't from a bust. Damn. Poor me. Cute. I'm assuming that's a dog. It sounds like it could be a dog. No, I wasn't counting. Yeah, I think it dropped out a handful of times though. Had to have been at least 5. I don't know why it was so funky today. I will admit, I don't know why. But, you know, stream ended up holding together. I think 5+, yeah. Stream ended up holding together and it didn't completely crash out, which is great. I'd love to see it. But yeah. Didn't want to play nice. It did not. It really didn't want to play nice. But, you know, sometimes it happens. Alright, well, this was a fun stream. Yeah, this was a fun stream. We'll probably go on to the next trial next time, hopefully with a lot less issues. But again, we'll be doing it in 2 parts per piece. Because too much will overwhelm the laptop and me. I've got to go and pack, I'm flying tomorrow. Oh, 07, my guy. I did not like flying when I did it a little while ago. Not fun, but that's just me. I'm easily anxious. Ah, you didn't even get it? Boo. Hate packing. Same, my guy. Same. Anyway. That's all for now. We will figure out what happened with the samurai next time. And, prepare ourselves for the worst case in the game. Gotta fly Cell, I'm gonna be so anxious. Oh my god. 07. Everyone wish Ace luck. best of luck with your flight, Ace. Alright, well, I hope you all have a good day, week, month, and you have a good flight, Ace. And I will see you all in the next stream. Bye!